Today I'm going to review Doctor Who, and it's Spearhead from Space. Spearhead from Space is the first story to be in colour from 1970, and it introduced John Pertwee as the Doctor. It also introduced Caroline John as Liz Shaw, and the Brigadier returned, played by Nicholas Courtney. This was the first of 3 Auton stories. What's interesting about this story is it's all shot on film. This would never happen again. This was because of industrial action at the BBC. So they had to film everything on location. Because of that, they had to shoot it on film. So there was no studio shooting. It's directed by Derek Martinez, written by Robert Holmes, script editor was Terence Dix, and the producer was Derek Sherwin. It's a 4-parter, and this was the beginning of the Doctor's exile on Earth. So in this story, the Doctor regenerates from Patrick Troughton to John Pertwee. You don't say the regeneration because it happened off screen. All you see is the Doctor fall out of the TARDIS at the beginning. And when he's recovering in a hospital, you see it's John Pertwee playing the Doctor. And this is the first of 3 stories to feature the Autons. They also featured in Terror the Autons and Rose, which I've also reviewed on this channel. And the Auton stories are always event stories, because this one's the beginning of the Pertwee era. The next one, you see Roger Delgado as the Master get introduced, as well as Joe Grant. Rose was the first story of the beginning of the new Doctor Who show. First episode that featured Christopher Eccleston, so they're all 3 event stories. And there's loads of interesting changes in this story. It's totally different to the previous story, the War Games, final Patrick Troughton story that was made in black and white, because this is the start of the 1970s. It's in colour, there's a new title sequence, a new Doctor, a new companion, new villains, because Autons hadn't been in before. It has a really good mature look as well, with it being shot on film. So it's almost like a reboot. It's so different from the last story. It'll have took fans by surprise. And this is from season 7, and it's a really unusual season. Probably Doctor Who at its most mature. Doctor Who's a lot like Quatermass in this story. Fortunately, there's only 4 stories in season 7. But I think it's one of John Pertwee's strongest seasons. And Liz Shaw's excellent. She was a really good companion, very underrated. And when you compare season 7 to the next season, season 8, totally different style to it. Usually Doctors take a little while to get into the part, but I thought John Pertwee was excellent straight away. Brilliant Doctor. When you look at him, you know straight away he's the Doctor. He's so charismatic. A lot of episode 1 he's not in a great deal though, so that gives you a good chance to get used to the new companion, Liz Shaw. And her interview with the Brigadier is excellent. There's also like a flirtation between them two, and the Brigadier's really good in this story as well. I think it's possibly his best performance. So them two together, they were excellent in this story. Oh, that Liz Shaw was a bit of alright. I bet she made the bloody Brigadier's tash curl up. There's a character called Channon. He's kind of like the main villain that works for the Autons, the Nestine. He's a really creepy looking character. Good use of his eyes. Really creepy guy. And it's interesting that there's a lot of characters in this story that have like a plastic look to the faces. I think the Autons in this story, they look the best. They're like basic, but because of that, they look better. And there's a brilliant iconic moment in Doctor Who where they break out of the shop windows. And there's like a moody shot before this happens. Silent, just focusing on shop windows before they crash out of them. I thought that was a really good scene, that. Really well filmed. And it just goes to show how mature season 7 was. It wasn't afraid to tell creepy, mature stories. And it reminds us a little bit of early Tom Baker. The story's not without its faults though. Like the ending's a bit too easy. The Doctor invents this equipment and it like cuts off the power of the Nestane. So all the auton dummies like collapsed, they just turned to plastic. I thought that was a little bit too easy, which tends to happen with Doctor Who. And when you finally get to see the Nestane, it's just, you can tell it's like rubber. It's like a rubber octopus thing, and it's wrapping its arms around the Doctor. And John's pulling some weird expressions as well. It looked like a bloody daft bloody rubber octopus. Soft as bloody shit. I thought the poacher was funny as well, Sam Saley. His nosy wife as well wanted to know what's in this box that he's got. And he's got one of the Nestane's like meteorite. He's got it in this box, and his wife's trying to say what's in it. Yeah, that bloody poacher's wife. She was a right nosy old bugger. There's also like quite creepy music in this story. It's well done. And I think what makes this story stand out the most, the use of shooting it on film and on location. It gives it like a TV movie look. I thought that has a unique look to this story. Shame that they didn't do the whole lot on film and on location, because it looks better than on studio. So overall I thought this was a classic, a genuine classic. I thought all the regulars were on form, especially Lee Shaw and the Brigadier. And also, when the Doctor recovers, John Pertwee's on form as well. I thought all three of them were excellent. And it was great to see Unit. And it was like really mature, like early Tom Baker. And that were the three Autumn stories. This is my favourite of the three. All three are good, but this is the best one. So out of 10, I'm going to give this top marks. 10. 10 out of 10. Another John Pertwee brilliant classic. He's an excellent Doctor, a brilliant era. So what do you think, Bones? Did you like it? I give it top marks, Phil. The new show should be like this, instead of bloody self-important bloody walk messages all the bloody time. Yeah! Okay, everybody, bye. See you next time. Like and subscribe and share. Bye. Bye.